What's up guys, it's Emily. So today I'm going to be doing a girl talk for you guys on putting yourself first and just give you guys tips and like my own advice. I want this to be like a really raw video because this is something that's like personal to me, and like I feel like if I give you guys my advice, I feel like, and I'm like raw with you guys and things like that, I feel like you guys could definitely listen to my advice clearly and, you know, think about it, watch this video, think about it, eat some chips, whatever you want to do. But before I get started, leave a like, a comment, let me know down below what you guys think of this girl talk, and let me know what other girl talks you guys want me to talk about, because I need new topics to talk about. There's a bunch of things we could talk about, but I want to hear from my supporters of like what you guys want to hear and like talk about, and like, you know, my perspective with things and things like that. I haven't done a girl talk in a minute. I'm really super excited to jump into this, so let's get this started. Okay, so I'm barefaced. I just literally got out of the shower. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my hair is still wet. So I wanted to make this video raw for you guys and like be open with you guys and honest with you guys about this girl talk. I, for so many years, have so many years, have put myself before others. I've always put myself on the back burner, and I've always put others before myself, and for many years I've had to learn. I think these last, I could say 4 years, I've been learning through like past people that keep continuously coming back into my life, old friendships, broken friendships, just, it's mostly like friendships coming back in and out of my life, because my relationship with Matt, we're good, like we're always solid, we always communicate, things like that. It's not like a relationship problem, it's more of like putting yourself like before your family, or putting yourself like, I always put myself second for my family, for my friends. I've always done that for so many years. And like these last 4 years, I've been learning to put myself as a priority and like stop consuming so much of my time for people that wouldn't even cross the ocean for me. There's this saying that I always follow. It's something, you would jump over a puddle for somebody, but they wouldn't even cross the ocean for you. And that's a quote that I live by every single day. Ever since I like seen that quote, I like fell in love with it, because it's the truth. You know, there's people that have been in my life, or like were once in my life, and like wouldn't even cross the ocean for me. I was only convenient to them when it was like beneficial to them, when they needed somebody the most, or they didn't have anybody to talk to, or they were having other issues with their other friends, or like they chose other people over me. And like I've never been the type to like, even in like my relationship with Matt, I've never been the type to put like make my friends feel like they're nothing to me because I'm in a relationship, or I made my family feel like they're nothing to me because I'm in a relationship. I feel like friendships come and go, relationships come and go, and like family's forever, and like those really close friends that you have are forever. Not all of them, because there's some people that I had once in my life that I've known for like 10 plus years that I thought were going to be my forever friends, and no, they are no longer in my life. This year, in the beginning of the year, I feel like a lot of lessons were learned from me, of like a really close friend of mine, me and this person are no longer friends after 10 plus years, and it's sad to say, but at the same time, it's like, it really opened my eyes to like really put myself first. After that situation, what we went through, I feel like it really opened my eyes to start putting myself first, because like I said, I've never ever made my friends ever feel like they're like nothing to me, you know? And I've always like put myself, like I said, second. And, you know, my advice to you guys is if you're like a person like me that's always putting yourself like last or like on the back burner, and you always put like other people's problems before your own, listen to me, okay? And I'm still learning. I'm giving you guys like raw emotions and things like that. I am still learning myself, but at the end of the day, every day you're like, it's like a learning lesson, especially when you're dealing with like friendships, situationships, things like that. But make sure you never lose yourself along the way, because I felt for many years I've lost myself because of certain people, and like I fought and like begged to be back in people's lives when I felt like I wasn't meant to be in their life. Like, there's a reason that you go through these trial and errors with people, or you go through these trial and errors within yourself, because you're either not supposed to be in that situation, and you have to take yourself out of it, even though it's hard to take yourself out of like the closest of friendships you could have with people, or like take yourself out for your peace or your peace of mind. Is honestly, I'm telling you guys, you're not gonna regret it. As lonely as it gets, as boring as life gets, peace of mind and putting yourself as a priority is so worth it. I've learned these last few years that, you know, I've noticed that like I have such a peace of mind because I've always put myself in situations for other people, because I felt like, you know, these people couldn't fight for themselves, or like they couldn't help, like they needed help for the situation that they were in. So I thought, you know, like me being the good-hearted person I am, to help these people, you know, I forgot about my problems that I was dealing with, whether it was my health, whether it was my mental state, whether it was my emotional state. I always put others before myself. And, you know, putting yourself first, it may sound selfish, guys, and I'm not saying to like drop your friends right this second as you're watching this video, or drop those family members, or drop that relationship. But my advice is, if you're in a situation where you feel like you're contemplating how you feel about a specific friend, a lover, a family member, whoever it is, if you're contemplating if you want to still be in their life, or if you have those like those back of those thoughts of like, should I even be talking to this person? That means that you're very confused within yourself. And even if you feel like right at this moment that you're going to make a decision of like either being in their life or not, just know that yes, it's going to get lonely, but at the same time, it's going to benefit you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and it's going to help your well-being. And you're going to, you know, another saying I go by is out with the old, in with the new. You know, sometimes you have to lose stuff to gain better stuff, you know? And not that not that people or like objects or anything like that, you know, these people were obviously in your life and you cared for them and, you know, things like that, but sometimes they're in your life at the time period you needed a lesson learned, or you needed that a person to teach you another lesson, or you needed that person during that time. And it's okay, you know? But another advice I'm going to give you is never feel like you're obligated with your emotions. What I mean by that is like, if you feel like your emotions to like, if your emotions aren't like matter to somebody else, and you put their feelings first, and you do this first for them, and this, that, and a third for them, and your emotions are like an obligation to them, or like, you know, they don't want to make time for you the way you make time for them, they're obviously not your friend, that family member, lover, whoever it is that you're thinking about as you're watching this. Guys, like I'm gonna keep repeating myself. Put yourself first. Don't waste your time on people that wouldn't even like waste their time on you. Don't do it, because you're gonna regret all that time that you wasted on these people. And it's not like a waste, but at the same time, it's like, lesson learned. Let's move on. And it's like you go overthinking through those nights and thinking like all the things like you could have said or could have did better or whatever. There's nothing at the end of the day that you could have done better, because like I said, everything happens for a reason. I live by that quote also. That's a quote that I genuinely live by. Everything happens for a reason. There's reasons that situations happen, lessons happen, people come and go, things like that. Everything happens for a reason. And as lonely as it gets, guys, and you feel like you need somebody in your life, you don't need anybody. As long as you still got yourself and you're still holding yourself up and you're standing for yourself and your peace, that's all that should matter. Because at the end of the day, your peace and you moving in silence for yourself is, you're gonna see, like, you're gonna go from like this little sprout that's like growing and growing and growing, and you're gonna blossom. And honestly, guys, like, when you take it, you don't realize like till after like a couple months pass, years pass, and how much better you feel mentally, or how much better you feel emotionally. And as bad you want these people in your life, like I said, guys, putting yourself first and grounding yourself and stepping up, like setting your boundaries and standing up for yourself is okay. And I know it's scary to think like, oh my God, putting yourself first. Because I'm that type of person. Like, I'm not the type of person to give up on people. I'm not the type of person to let go of people. And I've never been that type. But over the last 4 years, I've learned I have to let go. Because if I keep holding on to this thing, I'm never going to grow as a person. It's just like a growing process. So my next advice I'm going to give you guys is find hobbies. I've actually recently been doing new hobbies for myself, and I actually been realizing that I had talents that I didn't even know I had. I've been starting to paint on canvases. I'm not a pro painter, but it's something that like makes me calm and happy and like not feel so alone, you know what I mean? Like, there was a day, I'm here with my boyfriend, I don't know if you guys can see him, he's playing games, but he was playing games and I was just painting, and I was just vibing by myself while he was doing his thing. And at the end of the day, if you find a hobby and you do things for yourself, you really discover yourself when you put yourself first. Like, you find new things to do for yourself, and you wanna, like, you feel like a go-getter. Like, you want to go for this, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this. And honestly, like, ever since I started this painting situation, I really like it. I might do a paint with me video and like paint and let's chat Q&A type of thing. I don't know, but I think that would be a fun video. Let me know down below if you guys want to see that. But yeah, that's another new hobby I have, is like painting. I only used to do makeup, but now I'm trying to like find myself. Like, I feel like putting yourself first also, you're gonna have to like really dig deep inside yourself and like find your talents and find who you really are, and like, that missing piece that you feel like you lost for so long from like the heartache or like the situations you've been through. Because like when you're in a situation or you're like, your emotions are just, you're tired, you really forget like who you are along the way. And that's another thing I want to say to you guys. That's my next advice. Don't lose yourself. Don't forget about yourself. Put yourself as a first priority. If you don't put yourself as a first priority, I'm telling you guys, you're really gonna have a hard time with like trying to dig yourself out of this steep hole that you're in. And sometimes people need help to get themselves out of that. I've was in that hole for a very long time, and like I've learned to like get myself out of it and like not put myself in such a negative mindset, and like just be in my feels about like things that I could have said different, or things like that. So yeah, try to find a hobby, put yourself first, go for walks if that, like, find things that will make you happy. Like, there's another thing that I started doing, like, I've been doing it since last year during quarantine, was going for nature walks. I'm telling you guys, I am a sunset chaser, and I love like watching the sunset, and like I just love like going out for walks and just having like either like listening to music or just like taking in like what's around me. Um yeah, but like I know some of you guys may think like it's not as easy as I'm like saying it, and it's not as easy to put yourself first and take yourself out of situations because people are in very like really bad situations where they can't actually get themselves out of it, but you can get yourself out of it if you get help, or like you like talk to somebody. Like if any of you guys ever need somebody to talk to, my Instagram DMs are always open for somebody to talk to. So if you need somebody to give advice, or like you need advice, or you just need like that push, get somebody that you trust, whether it's a family member or a really 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 close friend. Me personally, I have a lot of trust issues when it comes to family, friends. So it's really like how can I say this? I rely on myself to get myself out of situations, and like I really like I'm trying to understand my emotions better. So that's my next tip, is understanding your emotions better within yourself. Is like understand how you feel, understand like what you're feeling, because if you're not aware of what you're feeling and you kind of like block it out like it's nothing, then you're just gonna keep like piling it up, bottling it up, and you're just gonna explode, and you're not gonna like the person that you are, and you're gonna like have a long time till like you feel like yourself again. So always put yourself first, never lose yourself, and stay positive at all times, because at the end of the day, guys, you have to. You have to put yourself first. And like I said, as lonely as it gets, or like you question life, don't question it. Just let it roll. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.